The first topic we're going to talk, it's so convenient that you're here, Sebastian, because it just happened. Let's talk about Poland. Poland made an announcement.
Hey.
Yes, I know. And it's going to be the group Tulia. They were selected internally to represent Poland at Eurovision 2019 in Tel Aviv, Israel. There are 4 ladies consisting the band. Can you give me the names real quick, Sebastian? Because I will butcher them, of course.
Yes, of course. Joanna Sienkiewicz, Dominika Siepka, Patrycja Nowicka, Tulia Biczak.
So one of them has, actually, his name is Tulia, so I assume the name was named after her. We're going to talk about that in a second. So they will be singing in the first half of the first semifinal on Tuesday, May 14th. And Tulia was established actually fairly recently, 2018, and has received platinum awards for their debut album released in late May of that year. They're combined their classic white voice, a traditional Eastern European style of singing folk music with most modern music production. And then they first became known to the public apparently doing a cover version of Depeche Mode, Enjoy the Silence. And then they'll also have done like a version of Nothing Else Matters by Metallica, of course, not in the original style, because that would be funny.
naisartist Kelly Kivilaan, tere õhtust!
Tere õhtust!
Kelly Kivilaan jäist ja võiks isegi öelda alla nulli esinemisnärvi, sellist tõelist graatsiat ja rahu. Öelge palun, Cold Love on teie loo nimigi, kas selline jäine olek kandub üle ka teie enda eraellu?
It's 3 minutes long, so that would work with Eurovision, so people are like, maybe, putting one and one together. I'll ask you. Just as a reminder, Poland last year, unfortunately, for the first time since their return in 2014, failed to qualify from the semis with Light Me Up by Grome and Lucas Meyer. So I think they're eager to return to the finals. So there's a lot of information to unpack. So Sebastian, my first question to you, as my Polish representative, what is your reaction to the announcement, to the band? Go ahead. What are your thoughts?
I was a little bit surprised because Tulia was one of the favorites on the very early stage of our discussions and all gossips about Polish representative. But after a few weeks, the whole temperature, the whole hype about them just significantly slower down. So after a few weeks, mostly not anybody talking about Tulia going to Eurovision at all. But we have an announcement yesterday, so sometimes we don't know everything.
I know, you think you do, and then not really.
Yeah, exactly, this is how life works. But fact of the matter is I'm really okay with this choice. I think that they are the most optimal candidate to go to Tel Aviv with Polish flag. For sure, they are very original also, but we're gonna talk about it later. So my first impressions was really good. Quite.
I'm happy to hear that. I'm very happy to hear that. And compared to the do you feel as the country as the whole, the Eurovision fan community, or just the average ordinary person had a warm reception as well? Or how did Poland react? Give us a little bit the scoop from the inside.
It was really mixed reaction. Tulia as a band, as you said before, they are representing very original style of music, white singing. That's not the thing for everybody. It's not the next typical pop electronic music radio friendly ones. It's much more beyond that. So some of the people are also very kind and very happy about this decision at all. But also there are so many voices, very negative, very much of criticism for this choice of TVP, of course, also, and these voices are very loud in the general sphere of the Eurovision. Unfortunately, it's the saddest thing because when I'm reading or listening to the people around the world on different Eurovision websites from different countries, everybody was so curious. Hey, Poland is original. It's something new, creative. We are waiting what's gonna be next. So general impressions outside the Poland are very good. But unfortunately, Polish people are not that generous. Sometimes also these girls are taking trash and mad because how TVP just handled the Eurovision this year. For me, it's completely illogical to just put them out and lash them away because of this, because it's not their fault how it's worked in TVP in the last weeks and months. But unfortunately, mixed reactions are really mixed.
Yeah. Now, that's very interesting to hear. I had a feeling, though, that this could be the case with that, because some people probably want to look for something modern, new, that's hip, rather than the traditional sound. So I can see a lot of different opinions. Now, as I mentioned, Palicier, is that how you pronounce it? That is that was released in November, 3 minutes long. This could be potentially their song. That's what people are putting out there. Do you think that's the song? Are there any other songs that are potentially in the running? What do you know?
This is one of the songs which can go to Eurovision, that's for sure. From the information which comes from the Tulia band itself, we know already that it's the list of 5 songs which can possibly go to Eurovision. All these 5 songs come from their debut AP, called Tulia, so maybe it's not the most original name, but on this really one. Yeah, and on this album, also with the Depeche Mode cover, Metallica cover, as you said, they also record their own songs. And Palicier is one of the songs which are concerned to go to Eurovision, but also we have 4 more songs to go. And what's really interesting for the people who are watching Eurovision for a longer time, we have also a song called Lone, which was produced with Kasia Kowalska, who was Polish representative in Eurovision 1996. So it's also a really interesting thing that Kasia Kowalska also was involved with the songs. We also have the song called Don't Take It, Chills, and Our Lullaby. So this is 5 songs are the most probably entries to the Eurovision Song Contest.
But we don't know the song yet, right? We don't know what the song's gonna sound like, right?
Unfortunately not. Unfortunately not. These songs are easily accessible on the internet, so everybody can just listen to them. But fact of the matter, yeah, they are, because this album was released a few months ago. But fact of the matter is that which song go to the Tel Aviv, we're gonna know probably on Friday on special press conference done by TVP and Universal label, which stands behind the girls.
Yeah. Okay, well that's good then. I'm hoping, because I listened to the song that I mentioned earlier, and it's nice. I just, I feel as there is a little bit the international appeal lacking. It seems that this is a song that would work maybe for the Polish audience, but you need to have a little bit more accessible sound to the mainstream, and I'm hoping that there is something in the mix that has a little bit more of that appeal. Have you listened to all of them at all? Do you have like a favorite at all at this point?
At this point, my favorite was Lone, which I called before. Most of the Eurovision fans in Poland are make the debate about 2 songs, so Palicier and about Lone, which in Polish called Trawnik. These 2 songs are powerful. These 2 songs show everything what Tulia is about in the general style of music, about their mindset about the music, these white vocals. But fact of the matter is that some accents are just laid down in the other places in these 2 songs. From my point of view, Lone have much more bigger and powerful chorus. When Palicier have more power and more original styling in the verses. So fact of the matter is that right now everybody just talking which song can work on Eurovision better. For sure they are authentic, for sure they are original, because from our a little bit investigation, Eurovision never seen the song sing in white voices ever. We have songs which have white voices as entries, but not for whole 3 minutes. So it's big possibility that Tulia gonna make a history in Eurovision Song Contest, which also can help them to stand out. Now just how they singing, which type of music they are prefer, but also how they look. It's maybe gonna work in our favor.
Yeah, that's true. They definitely will stand out. And if anyone has any question or want to share their thoughts, make sure to send a message in the chat and use @ESC United, so they'll stand out, and I know they're meant for me. Now, do you still wish, though? Do you prefer that the broadcaster just went with an internal selection this year, or would you still would have preferred an actually full national final, or you think after last year's situation it's good to just do an internal selection?
Right now it's much more better to do internal selection, especially if TVP mindset and TVP strategy won't change. If you need to have the open pre-selection, which of course is the best option to just choose the artist, because fans are involved on this thing. People who are not watching Eurovision that much like we do, and people who are not interested in Eurovision in general also can watch it, and also the buzz about Eurovision in Poland can be higher. But fact of the matter is that somebody passionate about Eurovision need to be on TVP and need to do the things to make sure that Poland's gonna do well. Right now it's no scenario for this, so at this moment, very moment, I think it's better to just do internal selections, but also in better way than this year, because it's terrible way of announcing, of communicating by social media with us. Everything is huge mess, something done for the last minutes. So it also needs to change.
Stephen Kendall is asking, what is white music style exactly? Similar to choral music? Can you just give a quick description of what white music really is to like those who don't know exactly what that means?
White music is some kind of vocal way, some way of singing, which is very original to the region of Poland, Ukraine, so countries located in this area in Europe. To make this short and simple, this is the way of singing in the same time, in the same notes, in the same highs, on the same time.
No harmonies, right? It's mostly just to all sing the same note.
Exactly.
Okay, and Srulik Sand is asking, Sebastian, how is Tulia's live vocals? Have you listened to them? Can they perform live well?
Yes, of course, I listen to them like many of the people here in Poland, because they won already music festival in Opole. Opole is city in Poland, and this festival was doing for 40 years at least. So it's also a huge tradition in Poland connected with this festival. And they won the contest called Debut. We every year have this contest called Debut, when artist presents completely new songs. And people by televoting choose the best one in exact year. So they already won it. They also won the Frideriki. This is the awards of the labels, of the fans, by the selling the albums in the internet, by the copies, physical copies.
Yeah.
So they are very, very good live, absolutely.
That's good to hear. And any final thoughts on Poland that I missed that you wanted to share before we move on? I know we have to wait. The song will be probably released next week, you said? Is that correct?
Exactly. Probably on Friday. My thoughts, I just want in general thanks everybody outside the Poland for huge support, for your words. It's really great to read, to listen, the positive feedback about our song. Hopefully you're gonna like it. I know that's not gonna be for everybody.
It's never the thing.
It's never. But thank you so much for this. I really appreciate it here in Poland.
Yes, we're really excited about what they're going to put forward. It will be different, and that is always good. I like different.